Hello, second grade Cougars. It's Mrs. Bellatash here, and I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I sure did. But I'd like to turn my attention back to rocks, one of my favorite topics. And do you remember this white rock that we looked at over before the break? It's called Tuff, and it's from a volcano. And I fell down over the break and hurt my finger, so I have this funny splint on my finger. All right, so one of the things that we did with these rocks is that we rubbed them together, and when we did, we got a bunch of dust, or maybe some sand, some sandy dust off of these rocks. And when these rocks rub together, we have a sciencey name for that, and that's called weathering. When rocks bump up against each other, when they break into pieces, that's called weathering. And we looked at all kinds of different volcanic rocks, and we described their properties. So this whitish one is called Tuff, and some of the properties, the ways that we described it, was that it was white and chalky. We said that this red one was scoria, and it had lots of holes, and it was red. And when we put it in water, what did we see? Bubbles. And the gray one is basalt, and it's gray and rough. So when we describe the rocks, we're talking about their properties, right? And then we also put some rocks in some water, and we observed what happened. I want us to put some other rocks in water and take a look and compare them to the volcanic rocks that we just looked at. So we're going to take a close-up look at some other rocks. I have 4 rocks here, and I want us to see if we can notice anything different about these rocks. Well, this one right here seems to be all green, and this one here seems to be all white. And this one's pink, and this one's kind of gray. Okay, I'm gonna put this one in the water and see what it looks like. I'm gonna take it out. Well, it's still all green. It's pretty shiny. When you get it wet, it brings out some of the colors. And I'm gonna put this white one in the water. It's still pretty white. I'm gonna take it out. I put it right beside the green one. Yeah, I still see it's pretty mostly just white. It's shiny. I think I'm gonna take this pink one and put it in the water. Oh, wow. This one looks different. When I put it in the water at the beginning, when I first put it in the water, it was all pink. But now I'm looking at it and I see a lot of different colors. I see pink, and I see black, and I see a little white. I'm gonna try this one here. Put it in the water. Wow, this one really changed. I'm gonna take it out. Wow, this one looked kind of just grayish before. Now it's black and white. So these are all one color, and these two are many colors. And this is important. When you see a rock like this that's mostly all one color, these two are actually minerals. And a mineral is one substance, one earth substance all the way through. This one is fluorite, and this one is quartz. These two rocks are actually rocks. These are minerals, these are rocks. And you can tell because this rock is lots of different colors. The black is one mineral and the white is another mineral. The pink is one mineral, the black is one mineral, and there's some white in here that's another mineral. So the thing that makes rocks colorful is the variety of minerals. Now, these minerals are colorful, but they're all one color. This is green all the way through. This is white all the way through. These are minerals. These are rocks. So I have this beautiful plate of rocks, all different colors, all different sizes, all different textures. And that's one way to sort and organize rocks based on those properties. Another way is based on size. And I have some rocks that are this size. And some rocks that are this size. And some rocks that are this size. And boys and girls, you have bags of rocks that are these sizes as well. Can you please put them on a piece of paper or a plate or keep them in each section so that you know which size goes together? You also have this page in your notebook masters, River Rocks by Size. How can rocks be sorted by their size? So if a rock fits in this little box, it is the size of sand. If something fits in this box, it's the size of gravel. And if something fits in this box, it's the size of pebbles. So I'm going to take this rock. Will it fit in this box? No. See, it's way too big for that box. Will it fit in this box? Too big. Will it fit in this box? Yes. So this rock is the size of a pebble. So now I can take a look at some different rocks and I can say, oh, this rock is also the size of a pebble. It's a big pebble, but it's still a pebble. So this is a pebble. Now I'm going to take one of these rocks and I'm going to see, where does it fit? It fits in the size of gravel. Can you guys do this along with me? Get a piece of gravel and put it in that box. So now I know that all of those size rocks are called gravel. Now I'm going to get a very, very small piece of sand. Sand has to fit into that tiny box. It's very hard to get so many pieces of sand and put just one piece of sand in there. But you can see that now all of these materials are the size of sand. Pebbles, gravel, and sand. I mixed together my pebbles and gravel. Uh-oh. Now I want to separate them. Now, for something this size, I could pick out every single piece of pebble and I would be left with the gravel. But if I had a huge pile of pebbles and gravel mixed together, I would want to sort them using a screen. I'm going to put my rocks, my pebbles and gravel on top of the screen. And then the gravel is going to fall through because you see the holes are big. And the pebbles are going to stay on top. I'm going to take my screen and I'm going to take the mixture of pebbles and gravel and I'm going to pour it onto the screen. And I'm going to shake, 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 shake. And notice the gravel went through and the pebbles stayed on top. So I can use a screen to separate the different sized rocks. Can you please make sure that you glue this into your notebook so that we know about the different sizes? We remember that anything that fits in that box is sand. Anything that fits into this box is gravel. And anything that fits into this box is a pebble. And then I'm going to turn the page because I'm going to write something about how rocks break into pieces. And I'm going to write, when rocks bump into each other and break into pieces, it is called weathering. Each size of rock has its own name. Today, we know how to identify a pebble, gravel, and sand. Today we continued talking about rocks. And when we talked about rocks, we talked about their properties. We talked about their color, we talked about their size, we talked about their texture. And we noticed that we could sort them by in lots of different ways. One of the things that we noticed were that some rocks were very colorful. And rocks that were colorful had more than one mineral. A mineral is an earth substance, and more than one mineral combined makes a rock and gives the rock lots of color. We noticed that rocks were different sizes, and when rocks bump into each other and break into smaller pieces, that is called weathering. Weathering is when rocks break into smaller pieces. We looked at 3 sizes of rocks. We looked at pebbles, we looked at gravel, and we looked at sand. And we noticed that all 3 of them were different sizes. Pebbles are bigger than gravel. We're going to continue learning about rocks next time. See you next time, Cougars.